Good morning everybody, Marcel here. Purposely I've taken a day off today to shoot a professional video around this vehicle. Ladies and gentlemen, Ford Sierra Cosworth 1989, purposely built for a museum, executive model, one of one build. Flint grey, all the latest features, cutaway museum display. So I purposely taken the time off today with my good friend Phil to disclose this vehicle to the best of my knowledge. This is the very same vehicle that was displayed at Paul Linford Racing stand at the NEC last year in November. I have to do this video, I have to disclose this car the way they should be disclosed. It was displayed in there and it raised a lot of questions, head scratch, TikToks. A lot of the enthusiasts, the anoraks, I should say, the enthusiasts, the specialists, the experts in this era of cars raised a lot of questions saying, this can't be right. What do you mean an executive? How is it two-wheel drive from factory with this bonnet, with that interior, with the late Raven Black dash? This was an executive spec built in Europe, purposely with all the latest features added onto this vehicle, okay? So Phil, if you just come around and have a look at the side of it, the crucial side. This is, so basically, it is quite funny at some point. This was built like this. It was built by a dealer. Production line 45 produced this as a full vehicle, then it was driven to a dealer. I know the full story, which I will disclose and describe later on at the script. So they cut the A, B and C pillar in order to get a 180-degree angle of the interior of the vehicle and for visitors to get in and out, just to sit, hence why the left bolster of the seat is so worn out. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, this vehicle's got the fully loaded, latest spec Ford Sierra Sapphire Cosworth interior. Dash, steering wheel still got the leading stitch in there. Gear knob, late Sierra Cosworth. Four-wheel drive gear knob gator. High output speakers front and rear. Fog lights, heated screens. Front heated screen, back, cassette player, CD player, okay? So, obviously, this car came with Perspex glass. I still got them, but I took them off because they looked a bit odd. But as it is, this is a full vehicle, apart from the doors they're missing, everything else is like it left the factory. We'll come around and have a look at the full side of it. Everything works perfectly. Mind you, it's never been driven on the road since it's been cut off. It was driven before the cut off. I'll open the bonnet. As I said, it's a full running vehicle and there's nothing missing. What I did do, because I bought it as a non-runner, the tank was rotten, the fuel pump was seized. The plugs were in the boot, as well as a lot of other parts like the B-pillar trim, seat belts were in the boot, including the driver's door key barrel. The brand new key barrels in a bag in the boot. Two-wheel drive. Exactly like it left the factory, just had to tidy up. Late ABS. It's got the partial 7 digits of the chassis there. Blank VIN tag. All the original stickers in there. It runs like a dream. I'll start it up. No piston slap, no tap heads. It runs like a brand new car, which is a brand new car. So let's start with the VIN plate. Front slam panel's got a blank VIN tag. And the reason for that is because when this vehicle was produced at production line 45, which states on the paperwork, it was produced not to go on the road. It says a show only. So as well as the VIN tag, the block is blank. Usually on these vehicles, the block has a 7-digit number, that particular one, the double X and all the ones. So that double X51 was meant to be stamped on the block on a regular normal car for a customer. So it would indicate last 7 digits of the chassis number. Also, the chassis is blanked. And that's also on the paperwork saying do not stamp chassis, do not stamp engine. Usually the Sierras, they've got their chassis number stamped on the right front bottom panel. On this particular one, because being it's a left-hand drive, is on the passenger side. Remember, whatever you see on this engine bay is totally standard, box standard, exactly original, just like it left the factory. Yeah, all I done to it, serviced it, cleaned it, changed the antifreeze, changed the thermostat, changed the timing belt, changed the brake fluid, gone through all the clips. Every nut, bolt, clip, everything is exactly like it left the factory. Okay, even this hose, the grey dust on that, I mean, you only get that grey dust from new hoses, you know. If you turn around the other way, you can have a look at the exhaust housings and the turbo, the wastegate, all the clips, the hoses, the heat shields, the feed pipes, the injectors, everything is exactly like it left the factory. He's even got a sticker there, look. That's a Motorcraft antifreeze, 2 years antifreeze. That was added on the 11th of January 1989. I mean, remember this car's a two-wheel drive, but it's got a lot of late features, so like late ABS, late dash, late heated jets. And remember another thing, we're only able to see the top end of this vehicle. So we see the engine bay and the top end of the engine block. Remember one thing, this car is exactly like this underneath. All the brakes, discs, pads, calipers, all I've done is change the tank, change the fuel pump, and that was it. There's no binding on the brakes, the tyres are original, the tyre pressures, I never topped them up. I've added the new battery. The bracket was in the boot, but I've added the battery and the stickers, obviously I put the stickers on to complement it. Still got the drive belts, Motorcraft drive belts on it, original drive belts. These are the heated jets, which are blank at the moment because obviously this is a different screen of the car, I added it on. Right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna build a chronology history where this vehicle was, how it was displayed, the museum addresses, names of people, what I've been told from the previous agents that had this car, and what I've researched as well, I found out. So now, the aim is to sell it. I've decided to sell it because obviously this is one of my collection. We've got other cars, and it's not used to me anymore. I mean, the plan initially was to sell it, then I'll decide to keep it as a display on one of our studios, but then I think it needs to go. So now, I'd love to talk to people who are really interested, and I'll disclose and describe, the best of my knowledge, as I said, the whole history. Is a genuine car, and now everybody's going to ask about the price. I don't know. I've spoken to Paul Lingford, had long chats with him. I've spoken to other enthusiast experts in this era of cars. We don't know how to value it. Everyone's lifting shoulders saying we don't know what price to put on, but we do know that it's a brand new, genuine car. So now, anyone that would buy this car could use the parts or could complete and box up the car. And that's perfectly legal to transfer the ID of a particular car into this car, because it's perfectly legal. It was, and it is, like back in the day we used to walk into a showroom and order a brand new shell for whatever reason, was too rotten or too smashed or damaged. And then you transfer your stamp into the chassis and to the block, okay? That's one way of doing it. Otherwise, for an enthusiast that would like to display into a showroom or even their living room, I suppose, because it's such an ornament, it's such a beautiful piece, work of art. Please get in touch. Thank you very much for taking the time and watching this.